All right, Mitch. So we've gone through the Finance Decoder. We've updated it for the city of Delta. And now I maybe just want to reflect on what are some of the things that, not just for now my city, that I've gone and done it. And yeah, I promise I will go and do the older numbers as well and go and track them down. But what are some of the things that you're noting more generally in terms of the trends, the process that people have gone through to learn this about themselves? And anything that sort of this tool is helping you to see and others to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing is what Strong Towns has been talking about for a long time is we start to see that our cities are very financially fragile, and we can see sort of the trends of like infrastructure falling apart and debt rising and all of these trends that we knew were there. This really brings them to the forefront. The
Mhm.
thing that's important to remember is this is a tool to help you ask better questions, right?
Hmm.
This won't necessarily answer all your questions, but it will help you to ask better questions, to dig deeper into your own city's finances, right? Because in a lot of places, the details are all there, but where do you even start to look?
Hmm.
This will at least help us. It should help you um, ask better questions. But it's
Yeah.
not the only thing, right? We're not looking to optimize for these seven metrics, right? This is one tool that can help you ask better questions, and there are other tools that you can also add to like give you more information. But this is a good starting point, um, especially that it's based on publicly available information for basically every city, your audited financial statements. So you should be able to put this together. But and it's simple enough to put together.
Mhm.
Ideally, you want your city to provide this as part of
Right.
their reporting in something that's like really accessible for the public. And so hopefully this, it's something that as a Strong Towns member or as a community member that you decide, well, I think I give this a go. Talk to your finance staff. They may be willing to help you out. They may actually be willing to
Yep.
start providing it annually,
Yep.
right? And as part of the annual discussion so that we can see where our cities are going. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we should have a prize for the first city to incorporate this into their annual report. Like I said, Delta, we've got all the glossy stuff up front, all of the, as soon as it gets to the like
Yeah.
consolidated financial statements, we sort of like we lose the ability to do, fancy
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, well, we've got, the ability to show where are we more vulnerable, where are we less vulnerable. And I
Mm.
think there would be a ton of value in that. As we wrap, what are maybe three next steps that people could consider doing? So one was, I would say, is talk to city staff and say, hey, this is a tool that you can use. So
Mhm.
I'm going to steal that one. You need three more. What are
Yeah.
three other steps?
Well,
Um,
and absolutely talk to your city council
yep.
about this as well. 'Cause and if you want to talk to local journalists as well, because this is important for everybody,
Yep.
everybody in your city. You need to, as co-owners of your place, you can't be an absentee owner and not have any hot
Mm,
clue about what is going on financially. And this is a good way to like dip your toe in to get asking questions that will get us to the root causes of why our pools are closing, why our roads can't be maintained, why
yeah.
why we're cutting services, why we're increasing taxes. This is a good tool to dip our toe in to get a little bit of those answers out. So yeah, I would say talk to your counselor, talk to media, talk to your friends and family. But yeah, give it a try, right?
Yep.
You may get completely lost. That's fine.
Yep.
It's you're not it's meant to start a conversation, right? And if you do something and there are errors and your city finance staff is like, oh, actually this is wrong, this is wrong. That's fine, great, help me fix it, right? And work from there. So I don't know if that counts as three things, but
Yeah. No, that's great. And I'll say to you that we have some capacity internally to be able to just take a look at your numbers for you. So if you send it to me, norm@strongtowns.org, I might be able to take a look at it. I might just send you a quick apology to be like, I don't have the time right now. But one of the things that we do have is a Slack community channel, and you can definitely share it on there and say, is anybody willing to take a look at these numbers? And my impression so far of the requests that we've received for people to go over their numbers is that most of the time they're just looking for reassurance that what seemed quite straightforward actually wasn't wrong. And that is, I think, one of those takeaways. Obviously we always want to be willing to be critical of ourselves, But sometimes people are almost spooked. They're like, oh, that went easier than I thought it would. And then you begin to second guess, like, did I do it right? Most of the cases where we do a quick review, they are right. We've appreciated at other points when people said, hey, I'm struggling with this one. We haven't yet found an edge case that simply doesn't work. Even some of the metro districts and things like that, the sub levels of local government, even some their statements are useful with maybe not all of the graphs, but definitely some of them to be able to point forward to what's going on. And so, with that, thanks so much, everybody, for diving in. This is the least interesting, but the most important of the topics that Strong Towns covers, in my estimation. And so, I think, and maybe that's underselling it. This is interesting, but the reality is that it's one of those things that can seem so daunting. But like you said, Mitch, we're not just absentee owners. We're co-owners of our places. We have a shared investment in what we're doing, and we all benefit when we all see that prosperity begin to build, and the capacity for prosperity truly become just normal, something that we don't take for granted in our places. So thanks, Mitch. This has been great. Really appreciate your time diving into this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.